Thank you, madam. So I'll just give a brief introduction of mine. I am AshishKumarSrivastava. I am from Indian Forest Service, Tamil Nadu cadre, and I worked there for about 17 years before in the field. And when we were working in the field in the forest department, the association with the agriculture comes very natural to the any forest officer. And I am in the ministry for last 1 year only. So from October 2022 onwards, I joined. In ministry, the job assigned to me, one of them is the Rashtriya Krishi Vikas Yojana. And this Krishi Vikas Yojana has a component for agri entrepreneurs also. So the moment I joined, there was a big conclave which was organized in Delhi. And that was probably, as I get the feedback from others, that was the first major Agri Startups Conclave which was conducted in the country. And there were about 300 startups which participated in that. So at one place, having 300 agri startups was probably one first event, and I was just a part of it right in the very beginning of my assignment. This conclave was inaugurated by Honorable Prime Minister, and I told you yesterday also about this. And after, we were a little doubtful in the beginning that how it will be received by the public, whether the people, even I was not knowing what was the product which is going to be displayed by all these things. So we had a little bit of reservation that how it goes. And when this conclave was inaugurated, and after that, when the people saw it, it got a overwhelming response. And the kind of response which even the ministry officials and the people who were working with the ministry for the longer duration also did not expect. Our next day became our more busy day than the day one when the inauguration was done, because the word of mouth publicity, it caught. And then we started getting the people who were coming from all walks of life. The Lok Sabha speaker came, then some other central ministers came, the senior bureaucrats started coming. And from their reaction, we judged, okay, this is something which is having the potential to grow. And in last 1 year, when I have been working in this department and discussing with the agri startups and others, I find, yes, there are a lot of scope, and there are many people, different agencies which are working in this area. And I started developing the network with them. Okay, let me first know what is happening all over the country, what is happening by the different departments when it comes to the agri-tech startups. It was not only agri-tech, it is the startups related with the agriculture. It could be farm mechanization, it could be precision agriculture, it could be waste to wealth kind of a thing also. So there is a domain. And this program, I came to understand the RKVY, the program which I was running for last 1 year, and it is going on for last 3-4 years. Many people were not aware of it, that there is any such program which is being run by the ministry also. I am sure that many of you will also not be aware about it. When I came to know that there are about 40 to 50 agri-tech startups are going to participate, I thought it is an opportunity for me to educate you also that what is going on in the ministry and what ministry is planning for the future. Because that is more exciting, what we have planned. And even though it is to be rolled out in this month, and it will be premature, but still I will discuss some of the details. Because that anything, all these things, anything which works, agri starters especially, nothing works without money. And money becomes a very critical factor in the beginning, in the middle, and in the maturity of the program. And this is what we are. doing, and I want you to know what we are doing. We are networking with the other ministries, and a platform is almost ready to be rolled out and will be available, where anybody who is related with the agriculture, having a startup idea, having an idea which has already started showing the result, can mature. And I will discuss in a very brief about these two proposals only, which the ministry is doing. I also wanted to hear from you and get some more ideas. And maybe if not today, we can network later on also, so that we can meaningfully collaborate with each other and take the things further. Yes, please. It is here. So as I mentioned you, this is the original thing which we started, the ministry started in about 2018-19. So you can call it 2019. It was started, so just 3-4 years old. And in that, the first step which the ministry did was to develop the agri business incubators. There were already quite a few doing their small efforts in various agriculture universities or other this thing. So we started funding them. So first 2 years primarily went into funding the agribusiness incubators and to develop them so that they are in a position to support the startups which are coming in those areas. And there are 29 in total so far. And I'll be sharing in the next slide which are those. And some of you can in turn collaborate with them because they will be in your area. So far, these figures are not so important. So far, we have supported about 1,200 odd agri startups. So there are three components in this. The first one is that those which have just an idea and don't know what to do further, maybe the college students or who have just graduated or trying to do something, they have some idea. To support them, make them mature their idea, give them some training, do some networking for them, connect them to the right people so that their idea matures. The second stage is developing their product, their technology. They have a raw idea or a raw product in their hand, how to refine it, how to help them mature it, how to do the testing and validation for their products so that they are getting the acceptability in the market. They can be included in the government scheme once their product is validated, their technology is validated. So that was the second. And the third stage that we are bringing it up now is the scaling up. Okay, you have reached to this level where the acceptability is there, where the potential is there. Now what you need is to scale up fast, scale up and scale up fast, the acceleration phase. So that is the third part of the program, which I'll be discussing with you. So these are those 29 agribusiness incubators, which we have developed over a period of time. They are all over India. There are 5 major knowledge partners. One of them happens to be in Hyderabad. It is called Manage, which is an ICR institute, does the extension services and also incubates. So I got a little delayed because I was there in Manage to understand what exactly they are doing and how this program can be taken further. So these are those 29, and this covers almost all those things. We are very much focused on agriculture. Let me make it clear. I'm not talking about the startups in general. We are talking about the agri startups only. So our most of the things you will find in the agriculture universities or those ICR institutions, even though there are IIM also, there is IIT also. So they are also, because there comes the technology part of it. So these are those 29. If you are not aware, at least you can come to know that these are the incubators are working. If you go on their website or connect to their people, the principal investigator, you may come to know a little bit more about it and how they can be helpful for you, because that kind of extension has not happened so far. And I have taken upon myself to go around and meet the startups and tell them wherever this kind of a gathering is happening, okay, please come to know, and then through you, the word can spread to the others. So these are the first component of the program. It covers almost all India. And if needed, we are ready to support more incubators if they think that they are ready. There are certain individuals also. There may be some companies also. We can invest in that also. Okay, you help the startups to take it further. This is just stats to give you the breakup. Primarily, these are the 6 areas where we have been working. The products are very different from each other. So there could be a different various ideas. And when we scan now, I have the database now because we have funded them. We have trained about 3,000 startups, but it is not necessary that each one of them is getting funding from us. Some of them got the funding from us. Some we connected to the others so that they can directly get a funding, if not getting from us, at least from some other agency. So that kind of a networking, because for a newcomer, it will be very difficult to actually reach to the right people. And even if they reach, they will be quite raw to even explain sometimes. So there are various categories, there are various requirements, and the program is now getting refined based on what feedback we are getting from the startups whom we are funding, that what further is needed in this, what needs to be changed. So it's a dynamic process. We are changing ourselves quite a lot. In last 1 year, we have revised our policy guidelines, the operational guidelines of the program, making it very flexible, making it suit to the requirement of the startups, where the decisions are sometimes taken on a daily basis. आज लगता है कि ये काम कर रहा है, and after 1 month you think, okay, this is not working, so we need to change something and do something. Those kind of provisions were not there earlier. So now we have brought all those kind of changes. We have brought the component of failure, because the government scheme and government money is counted very this thing, that every money is spent should always result into some kind of a proper this thing, that money is properly utilized. But the startup functioning is not like that. By very nature, there are startups who can fail. And now we have incorporated that also in our program, that even if you fail, we don't mind. Okay, we are investing with you with an idea that, okay, it will go on further. But if it doesn't happen, doesn't matter. We can simply write it off and go ahead with that thing. Because if out of 10, even 2 succeeded, we will consider it as a success and not expect that each 10 of them should succeed. That will be getting narrowed down. That is, initially, we take at the initial stage higher ratio of failure as in our acceptance level. But as we keep on investing in them and go for the higher investing, then the failure percentage, we expect that this will be lower, and I'll be coming to that. So these are the various areas which we have been working. And out of these 300 were displayed, which got the kind of response. I cannot produce that thing right now because that was a buzz, and that conclave had to be extended for another 2 days from the original program. So this, as I told you, the 3 stages. The stage 1, where just an idea, somebody comes, a student comes for that matter. This is the idea. That is screened, of course, by our agribusiness incubators. They form a committee, they evaluate the idea, they screen the idea, and if they find that the idea is good enough, okay, that is the stage from where we will start supporting you. Initially, as I told you, in 18-19, we started that the idea stays about 5 lakh rupees. We can invest with you. And once a training is given to them, their product is refined, and they are told, okay, this has to be done like this or like that, and develop the package. And after that, an evaluation is done by the committee formed in the agribusiness incubators, and then they take a call. That limit was up to 25 lakh rupees. till last year. And this year, we are going beyond that. So we started supporting like this. And with this, their product was refined. If there was some kind of a standards to be developed, that was done. Their technology needed some support, that was refined. Then that technology has to be validated, because that validation is very much important if you are going to scale up or take all those things. So that kind of funding became the second stage of funding from the Ministry of Agriculture. Right now, I'm talking only about our ministry and our program. And this could be helpful for you, for the very beginners, those who are at a next level. Then we need not go into idea stage. Straight away, we can go for the second stage of funding for them. And now the third stage, which is more exciting to me, which we are now going to roll out, and you will also come to know about that. So from that, the third stage, after all those things, the idea of this IAEX is something which we started a little bit copying from the Ministry of Defense. They started a program, Innovation and Defense Excellence. And this was designed by Atal Innovation Mission in the Niti Aayog, which is one of the agency which is kind of overseeing and monitoring the various government scheme for the startups. That was for defense sector. And then we came with a similar idea. Now it has got changed completely. The point was taken from that, but then last 4, 5, 6 months, we have done a lot of discussion with the experts and others, and now redesigned it for the agriculture sector. And that is how this idea of IAX has come, where knowledge and mentorship, networking, pilot validation, funding, and showcasing their projects to this thing. So the idea is that through this third stage, we fill up that gap where an product has been found to be useful, or a technology which is found to be useful, but is still not applied into the agriculture sector, or which can be projected, where the venture capitalists start taking interest in them. When we discussed with so many venture capitalists also at the initial stage, they say, okay, these startups are good, but it's still not good enough for us to invest into it. So the next stage will be that somebody comes and supports them to make them ready for the venture capital. So that gap is still there. So we have designed and thought that we will take care of that gap and select a very limited, because if we try to do too many with this number, 1200 and 1500, there will be no focus, there will be no result, maybe our efforts will also get diluted. So we will be limited to some, say, 25 startups we select for a year, and a concentrated focus. Unko jo problem aa raha hai, whatever are their stages of difficulty, all those stages, the government and this system, which is being designed in the IEX, will be available to help them and remove those difficulties, and of course the funding also, which will be given to them. Because then we can expect at least we have ambitious targets, but in any case, even if 50% of that is achieved, it will be worth doing in the field of agriculture. So this is the core idea. So now comes the third stage. This third stage has 3 components. We have divided into 3 components. It will be customized for each and every startup because the numbers will be very limited. So the customization will happen. So there are startups who need acceleration. That will be in 2 phases. The first stage, where we give them some fund and help and take them to that level, it will take some time, 6 to 9 months, and then invest in the second stage of that. And there the major funding will be coming to them with their capacity building also and support from the ministry or this platform which we are creating. So that is the phase one. The second one is a scale-up program. There are products which are already ready. They just need the scaling up, take it higher. So they don't need that kind of a initial support. Probably a bulk support right in the beginning or in 2 phases or in 3 phases. Whatever is found suitable for that particular startup, that can be taken. And we expect this scaling up to happen in a year's time. That kind of a focus and attention will be paid to them. And ministry has got the advantage of having all the state governments also on board, because agriculture is a state subject. The problems are best understood by the states. The solutions are also best validated by the states. Hmm. And we have the tie-up because through the various schemes, we are supporting the state governments. So in that way, these startups can be connected to the various state governments. And if their product is very good for a particular state, may not be as good for the other one, then we focus with that particular state over that particular region. And the third is the transformation program that is precisely for the agri-tech technologies, basically. The technologies which I have seen yesterday, I have seen today also a little bit. There are a lot of technologies, but still not applied in the field of agriculture. So that is where we want to invest. If you have got a very good technology product, we want to take it up and help you from this thing and start taking it further. So these are the 3 models which are coming into it. And I hope I am not taking too much of your time because it is lunch. I think I have told all these things. So this is what here, as of now, there is no such program in the government sector. At least I have seen all. I have scanned all. And of course, it is premature to disclose, but anyway, our job is to help startups. So I am trying to let you know that we have planned that we can go and support to the startup to the extent up to 3 crore rupees in this thing. And as of now, there is no other government scheme, at least, which is giving this kind of a support in the field of agriculture. So we may select 10 to 15, have in 2 phases. First phase, where we take their product and their solutions to accelerate. The second phase, a more thrust, and we go ahead this thing. There will be hardly any collateral or hardly any kind of a security we will be expecting from the startups. We don't want. And I don't think that no one else other than government can afford it to do it, this kind of a thing. So that is different. The second one is just in one cohort, as I told you. Those which are already ready, they just need a very quick networking and scaling up thing. And maybe we expect them just in one go. As I told you, it will be customized. If 1 crore is needed, 1 crore will be the first thing. That will be decided by selection cum investment committee, and then they will be taking that call. And the third thing is this technology part. That those technologies which are very good have a potential of huge impact in the agriculture sector, but as of now they have not come, or even if they have come, they are very small. We want to select them, we want to take them on board, and we are ready here. Government is ready here to support them. So I thought that agri-tech startups, they are here, so they may be interested to know at least that this is what something the ministry is planning and going to roll out very soon. And we have the idea that in next 3 to 4 months, we should be able to finalize and select the first cohort in this sector and try to start funding in this financial year itself. So I think some of you may be interested, some of your technologies may be found useful, so that once we float this idea, we come out with the expression of interest. And Mr. Murthy has already taken that initiative, and he has already defined the problem areas, problem statements, and I think very soon you are going to call for the application. So parallelly, the other arm of the ministry, MNCFC, is taking this action of selecting part. We are going ahead with the other formalities of administrative completion, this thing, so that we are ready for funding those kind of a startup. They also have their own resources. They are not always dependent on RKVY, but RKVY is coming to supplement that effort if it is possible. Thank you. I think only this much I wanted to share with you.